something just happened in China that completely changed the future of gold, and almost nobody is talking about it. China has started to shut down its retail paper gold trading products. Now, with that being said, while at the same time continuing to build one of the largest gold reserve, what does that actually mean for the market? We're going to go over the news of gold, and we're also going to be looking at the gold history chart. We're also going to be looking at silver as well to understand what is the next big opportunities of gold and silver, which I believe are coming soon. But we do have a lot of news to go over first. So, at the beginning of a massive bull market for gold and silver, or is the internet blowing the story out of proportion? We have a lot of news to go over in the next 5 minutes. I'll keep it. I'll explain what happened, why it matters, and what smart investors should be watching completely. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's get it over 50 likes within 5 hours. That's all I ask. Now, let's start with the facts. So, several major Chinese banks have suspended they suspended retail paper trading gold products, right? That sounds dramatic, but it's important to understand what it actually means. As you can see some news here, China's winning the war in the Middle East. Gold and silver dollar will start to feel it, strategists say, right? They're starting to feel a little more insulated. Also beware that China has been acquiring a lot of gold. Let me see. Yeah, their imports right here hit a 2-year high in June, driven by lower prices and strong local demand. The highest monthly level since March of 2024. Now, if you look at the level back in March 2024 of when the run started, look at the run on gold. March 2024 is when gold broke out of this channel right here, okay? And that's when it actually started ripping up. We are back at those high imports currently right now since that time frame, okay? So very, very important that you see that. Also, since their imports, let's see, 173 tons. I'm trying to find where it said that they're closing it. Also with the US-Iran conflict, okay. And some mega position in recent years, of course, the dry price is no longer limited to a U.S. interest rate. So the rates are going to have a big thing with it. Iran's going to have a big thing with it, and it might be on dollar as well. You want to watch dollar very closely because gold will present as a hedge to dollar. So we want to be watching dollar as well. DXY, that's a ticker symbol for dollar. But paper gold lets investors gain exposure to like actual pricing, but they didn't limit it in actual buying gold. So they can still buy gold in China, just not like on the markets, right? Any of the news you guys have as well, let me know in the comment section down below. So they're not banning it. They just can't buy it paper, okay? So that's an important distinction because a lot of headlines make it sound like China shut down the entire gold market, which it isn't true. So with all the news being said of gold, if you look at the historical prices, it made a high about 5,100, and now we're down about to the 4,000s of gold currently. That high was back in about, I believe, around March. So that's very key. But you also want to know how much is gold down from its highs. It is down about 27%. If you look at the last drop of gold, right, which was all the way back here, back in like 2011 to about 2015, it dropped about 46%. And then back in here around 2020, all the way to 2023, it dropped about 22% before that big run. Right now, we're around 27% of both. So it's like an average of both. And be mindful, we're also going to go over silver as well after gold, as silver is down over 52%, which is a bigger drop. And if you look at his last big drop, it was about 40%. And then, of course, the big drop they had here. So silver's chart is a little more nasty than gold is, but silver is used a lot on all the electric cars, AI, and so forth. So silver is still going to be useful, but silver is going to be a little more different of a play than gold is. So you want to stay tuned for that. Silver often follows gold during those strong precious metal cycles, but it also has something gold doesn't have: industrial demand. Silver is in use of solar panels, electric vehicles, like I said. But before we get to there, let's go over gold. So gold is down. Support is still 366 and resistance is 384.40. Now, I do believe gold is still going to drop a little bit. I don't think I'm just bullish on gold. I think it might get down here to the low threes, the 300, 320, kind of like in that range. And once it does, the high from where we are down there, it will be around the 37% drop of gold. That's when I'm actually starting to look to buy heavy. Now, there's two different ways I'm looking to buy gold. First way is, of course, long-term shares, looking to start building that. We are going to do all these buys in Discord, so make sure you join with the link in the bio because prices do go up, but we'll buy all of it all live, so you don't have to worry. And I'm not going to sell that gold until we're back to all-time highs. So that'll be around 59% just off shares. So like $1,000 to make around 600. But also, what could be even more powerful is we're going to do leap calls on gold. Now, That's going to be very specific because gold right now is on the right side. I mean, on the left side of the curve. This is the left side. Okay. The right side means when gold drops and then it turns back bullish, this is the right side of the curve. We have not created that yet on gold. We haven't created that right side of the curve. So once we make that right side of the curve, we come down here, we make that right side of the curve. This is where I want to load up on bigger leaps and calls, not getting the first run, right? Letting that run come in, come back down, and then getting in here. So we don't have to rush to try to buy in on the first push up. We want to make sure that gold actually is ready to go up and it turns bullish. That's going to be the time to buy really big leaps on gold. So that's going to be a very big play. I think $1,000 can probably turn to 2,000, 3,000. It could probably do over 100, 200% on that gold play. So that's two ways I'm looking to buy gold. I'm going to keep updating gold videos, but it is getting very interesting, especially how China has done now. I think that is going to be affecting the gold market. They're doing a lot of imports. The last time they did that much imports and it reached that price on the March 24th, gold ran. So I'm not going to say it's running now. It is, I am still bearish on it. I believe it's still going down, but it will be a key factor once it does run. I think it will have a very good long outdated run. And of course, you can't make more of gold and not going nowhere unless you make the other pipe. But yeah. No, that's lab diamonds. My bad. I'm thinking about lab gold. All right, let's go to silver, man. Silver. So like I was telling y'all, let's go to the monthly chart, okay? Like I was telling y'all, silver is used in solar panels, electric vehicles, electronics, many advanced technologies. Investors become more interested in silver metals while industrial demand remains strong, okay? So silver is something that I like to look at. I don't think this single announcement means gold suddenly doubles overnight or affects silver. Nothing like that, but it's still both are influenced by interest rates, inflation, the strength of US dollars, central banks, and all this, okay? So that's why I believe we should be paying attention to these drops. Now, silver is down more, around 52%. Current support is 50.65 and resistance is 56. Now, I believe silver is still bearish. I think silver can get below the 50s and the 40s, maybe even the 30s. I think it would drop more than gold does. So if gold is still bearish, I believe silver will still be bearish as well. They kind of follow each other. So you want to be mindful of that. I am thinking about 3 ways to play silver. Shorter term plays, meaning if silver breaks this support, I want puts shorter term for it to break a new low. Or if silver breaks this resistance, I want shorter term calls to make a new high. Those are shorter term plays, maybe 1 to 3 days, taking a profit. That's a swing, right? They've been averaging around, I think, like 20, 30%. So like $1,000 make like 200, 300. Or I'm looking for long-term shares. I'm not ready to buy them just yet, but whenever I do start buying some silver shares, say in the 40 range, once it runs up back to the 80s and 90s, we're going to be up over 100%. So that's when I'm going to slowly start taking profit off those shares. I won't just hold it forever. Gold, I might hold a little bit longer, but silver, the pay is going to be faster. So I want to make sure we take off profit. But the third way is leaps. So again, right now we're on that left side of the curve. See, we ran, we came down, we're on the left side, and then we came back up on the right side. That's what I want to see on silver. Then I'm buying bigger leap calls in there for silver to have that bigger run. So we'll make money on the shares and the leaps, but it has to be at a specific time when silver is ready. I'm not going to rush it. And the first move I see on the upside doesn't mean it's going to be bullish. It has to actually continue pushing, and that would be kind of like the key signs. That's why I say make sure you guys join the Discord so you don't miss these lifetime opportunities coming in gold and silver. I think it would be amazing. Okay. So all the headlines is cool, but instead of reacting emotionally, let's take the time to understand what's actually changing and how it fits the bigger picture. Okay. So what do you think about gold and silver? Let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you go follow me on Instagram at will.knowledge. We're at 3 to 10, fourth lesson will be coming out today. Go like the videos, and always remember no recommendation to buy or sell anything, just for educational purposes only. So do not trade anything you see or hear in the video. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.